Welcome back to another episode of 1923, where Alexandra learns the harsh reality of being poor and an immigrant. Almost half of the episode focuses on Alex as she arrives in New York City. However, before she can take the next step to Montana, she must first undergo immigration processing on Ellis Island, the renowned entryway many used in the early 20th century to come to America. Yet, the historic halls do not roll out the red carpet. She is forced to go through multiple medical examinations that are actually quite demeaning. At one point, she even gets punched in the stomach for possibly being a bit too cute with a response, and at times unsanitary, including a doctor examining her private areas without gloves. Ultimately, the doctors discover she is pregnant. That could mean deportation, as Alex learned from others as she was waiting, as it's assumed she wouldn't be able to work. Another woman tells Alex she can always bribe the officials or trade what nature gave her to secure her entry into the country. But as we know Alex, that's not something she'll lower herself to do. After going through hell, Alexandra apparently gave up all hope of ever meeting Spencer again. She didn't want to sully her dignity anymore just to seize the opportunity and gain entry into America. She refused to sell her honor to please the immigration officer, and therefore taught him the lesson he deserved. She read a passage from Walt Whitman's book to convince the officer that she wasn't a woman he could take advantage of. She could read and find a vocation in the new country. She even saved him from getting a divorce by pointing out the lipstick stain on his neck. The embarrassed officer had no other option but to meekly utter, "Welcome to America." Alexandra, along with the other immigrants, was taken to the city on a ferry, and as soon as she landed, she quickly bought a map from the streets to figure out the rest of the journey to Bozeman, Montana. Only 8 minutes are left when we finally catch up with Luca, Andy Despensa, and Spencer, Brandon Sklenar, on the road. Luca can't believe the cows are so fat, or that most Americans are fat. Spencer spots a roadblock ahead and pulls over to get a better look. It's in the middle of nowhere. He sees men with guns stopping vehicles, quickly pulls a U-turn, and drives away. Luca's cousin gave them money to pay off the cops and guns to handle those who don't accept bribes. But Spencer decides it would be safer to find a different road. Luca looks at the map and finds an alternate route. As they're driving, Spencer announces he wants to get rid of the truck. He's not willing to die, just to transport some alcohol. Luca tries to hold Spencer at gunpoint and force him to continue, but Spencer easily disarms him. Luca thinks his cousins are going to share their wealth with him. Spencer knows they just set him up to get rid of him. Spencer is going to walk to the train station with or without Luca. Luca refuses to leave the truck and takes off on his own, returning to the roadblock. Spencer warned him not to try and shoot his way through, and as he's walking, he hears gunshots. Luca tries to bust through the roadblock and is shot dead. Alexandra learns the harsh reality of being poor and an immigrant. The English vessel finally docked in New York Harbor, and Alexandra was shocked to discover that she had to navigate the immigration offices on Ellis Island before gaining entry to the land of liberty. Only those who had secured their travel documents at the embassy in London were allowed to disembark without such procedures, and Alexandra, eager to escape her homeland, had forgotten to obtain any necessary papers. Despite being a white woman, it seemed the men in the immigration offices showed no mercy. They weren't above physically intimidating a woman who appeared too confident. Perhaps the saying, "manners mocketh man," struggled to arrive in this new country alongside the rest of the immigrants, which is why Alexandra's entry was so exhausting, for lack of a better word.
Go ahead and let us know in the comments below. Once you do just that, remember to also come back for other updates.